Hey YouTube, how you guys doing? Jared Fuller here. Today is Sunday, October 7th, 2018. So all the heavy breathing you may hear in the background, that's Dad and Amy. They're asleep still, but I'm sure they'll be waking up shortly. I hope you've all had a wonderful week. So much to talk about in the week. For me, it's been very, very extremely busy. So before I get to all that, right off the bat, I want to remind all of you to visit GuideStar.org. GuideStar.org is a website tied in with the Internal Revenue Service of the United States government. It has a complete and comprehensive listing of all the legitimate 501c3 nonprofit organizations and LLCs. Don't be fooled, don't be duped. Visit GuideStar.org today. Now, Aunt Rhonda's funeral was on Wednesday, which also happened to be my mother's 56th birthday. They had the viewing and then the funeral services after that at Nelson House in Chesaning, formerly known as Walker Martin. And she was cremated. So they had all that done in the same day. We had a luncheon over at Wolverine Sportsman's Club in St. Charles. I haven't been there in a very long time. They have bingo there every Monday at 6:30 in the evening. But I haven't been to the Wolverine Club in who knows how long. But everything was done the same day. My mom's birthday, of course, being Wednesday. She turned 56. What a way to spend time with your mother at someone's funeral. My mom and my Aunt Rhonda were very close, like sisters, and Aunt Rhonda was like a second mother to me because I had grown up with her children, my cousins. We were all so very close when we were kids. So Rhonda was like a second mother to me, and my mom was like a second mother to my cousins. And my Uncle Tim, he's having a very rough time right now. So that's why my dad and I have been going up there, maybe on a shift, kind of going back and forth. Or we go up there at the same time to check on him to see how he's doing. And by the way, when I say a shift, I don't think of it as, oh, this is so much work to have to watch over my uncle. No, that's not what I meant. What I meant is that sometimes Dad goes up there, or sometimes I'll go up there, or sometimes we'll go together at the same time. But he's having a really rough time because it just happened so quick. Aunt Rhonda's death was untimely and very quick. And so he's having a bit of trouble with that, needless to say. But we are there for him. We're doing the absolute best we can to help him in his time of grief. He's fallen on hard financial times, which reminds me, I will have a link to the GoFundMe page in this video, in the description of the video. So if you're able to help out, I'm pretty sure the GoFundMe page is still active. I'll have to check though after this video. So if you don't see a link to the GoFundMe, chances are the page may no longer exist. So, but yeah, any and all donations are greatly appreciated. It's early in the morning, so I'm just kind of waking up a little bit. I'm drinking my coffee in my MSU Spartans cup. Take one more swig. So there's that, and I have a bit of good news to share with all of you. Of course, if you've been watching my YouTube channel, I am a great uncle again. My niece Angel had her baby early yesterday morning at 6:38. Skylin Kay was born at home. She's on a ventilator. She'll probably be in NICU for about a week because her due date wasn't until like another 6 weeks. So she's on a ventilator. and we're just waiting for word to go to Saginaw to see her. So, Skyland, I'm your Uncle Jared. I love you so much. One day you're going to look back on this and you're going to ask questions. Really? I was on a ventilator when I was a baby? Yes, honey, you were. You were, Uncle Jared. And your grandpa, great-grandpa, my dad, which would be your great-grandpa, we're just waiting to come up and see you. So, I can't wait to hold you and kiss you all over your face. I saw some pictures of Skyland. I'm already in love. I mean, she is just absolutely beautiful. I cannot wait to see her. I cannot wait to see her. Today, I think later, well, because it's raining, so I don't know if they had canceled this, but today, we're expected to go on a poker run for Buddy Boy, in New Lothrop. Excuse me. So that's probably what Dad and I are going to do today. We're going to go on a poker run. So I'll be gone for who knows how long. I'm not sure when I don't even know what time. Well, he's sleeping. I don't know why I'm asking him, but I don't know what time the poker run even starts. And I'm not sure if they had postponed it for a later date and time, but I know it was today. And we were going to start in New Lothrop because that's where Buddy Boy lives, and then, we were just going to go to the different bars. So yeah, that, we got that planned for today. And just as a little side note, I actually got lucky on Michigan Lottery Club Keno. I won $410. And when was it? It was last week anyway. I don't remember. I've been all over the place lately. I won $410 on Club Keno. I matched 5 out of 5 numbers. I think it was on Thursday. And it's like, I'm shocked. Dad had given me $5. He says, here, play 5 games of your Keno numbers. Okay. So I played my 5 numbers of my, for 5 draws. And it was the draw before the last draw. I'm doing something on my phone. I think I'm responding to Twitter. And I look up at the monitor. And, my eyes are kind of glazed because I had a couple. And I'm just looking up. It's like, and I'm looking down at my ticket to see what draw number that is. And I looked at that and said, I hit. And Dad says, no, you didn't. I said, yes, I did. I hit. And Dad says, how much? I said, I hit 410. Dad says, what? I said, look, my 5 numbers are up there. And we gave each other 5. I said, oh yeah, I'll take $410. So, and I told him, I said, well, because it was your money, it was your $5, I'll split it with you, 205 apiece. And I went to, I went across the gas station, or across the road to the gas station, and I was able to cash the ticket there. And I came back with a wad of 20s, and I'm counting it out, and, 200, and Dad says, that's fine. I'll just take the 200. I said, you don't want the $5? And he says, no, 200's enough. You keep the rest. Okay, so I've got $210, and he had 200. So it was a good night. It was a really good night. And on Friday, I was at Maggie's Wigs for Kids doing more volunteer work. I was entering hair donations into their spreadsheet. They always enjoy my volunteering there, and my volunteerism is greatly appreciated by the gals there at Maggie's Wigs for Kids. So, Maggie's Wigs for Kids, thank you so much for having me there. I look forward to coming back again sometime soon. I don't know when. I'm going to start trying to save up for plane tickets to visit some other families that want to meet me, and, I can't wait. I can't wait to see the families that I want to meet. But that's not going to be for a while. I'm planning a trip down by Indianapolis, Indiana. That's going to be, after the first of the year, because the person I'm going to be meeting, they're going to be getting their own place, and her son is a cancer warrior, and he also has Down syndrome, so she wants me to wait until after the first of the year to, when she gets her own place, and then I'll come down and see her, and I'm looking forward to that as well. I can't wait. And by the way, the warrior's name is Noah. And I don't know if Noah watches my channel or my videos, but Noah, if you're watching, I love you and I can't wait to meet you. I agree. But yeah, so, and there was something else I wanted to get to. I just had this wild philosophical idea. And I made sure I printed it off. So I'm going to put my glasses on, my extra set of eyeballs here. And it's just really something to think about. It's really something to think about. So here goes. Death means, here, I'm going to move over. Death means cease to exist or deceased. Defrost means to unfreeze. So if something isn't frozen, it's defrosted. Shouldn't our existence be known as deceased? We haven't yet ceased. Or could it be that we are all just frozen in time? I've explained that to, or at least I thought I had, I had it down pat with certain people, and they're like, well, when you die, you're not frozen. No, that's not what I'm saying. You would have to read that again, which is why I moved over so the caption would appear. No, think about what that means. It's the context of words. We know that deceased means you're dead. But for example, when something is defrosted, and it was just an example, a word I wanted to use to summarize at the end, maybe we're just frozen in time. I'm not saying that we're dead when we're frozen when we're dead. What I'm saying is the word defrost means not frozen. So if we're not ceased yet, shouldn't we be described as deceased because we haven't yet ceased? That's my philosophy on that. It shouldn't be too hard to figure out, but some people just don't get it. I don't know what you mean. I'm not following you. I thought it was a home run philosophical thought, but apparently not. But that's okay. That's fine. Could it be they're waking up? Could it be? I made a pot of coffee. Maybe the aroma is starting to wake them up a little bit. But I'm drinking my coffee, so I'm wide awake and ready to go. And she snores awfully loud. Sorry, but you do. So yeah, there's quite a bit happening this past week, and my nose itches. And I did write a poem for Aunt Rhonda's funeral, and I'll get that video up ASAP as soon as I am done with this Sunday video update. And so, I mean, everything else is good, other than losing my Aunt Rhonda. But now I'm a great uncle again, which I knew I was great. Yes. I'm gloating. I don't like gloating, but I'm just so happy for my niece Angel. I know she's going to be a wonderful mother. She already is. I just can't wait to see her. I can't wait to see her and hold her and just love her. I'm really happy for her. But there's something I wanted to kind of get to. If you're watching this on Twitter or, I don't know, Facebook, wherever this video is being shared, because I know people like to share my stuff all the time. But I had recently run into a problem on Twitter where people like to say that I'm a bully. I'm a troll. And for the longest time, and this has been going on for quite a long time, there are people on Twitter who, and I've talked about this numerous times before, but there are people on Twitter who, they're fake people. And I pointed out, I pointed out that if you're allowing your children to talk to people on Twitter, don't you think it would be wise to have a picture of their face so you know that you're talking to someone who is legitimately as true as they say they are? And yes, there are pedophiles on Twitter. A lot of people, they're, well, Jared, you're just trying to start trouble and you're a bully. And no, they are. As a matter of fact, there is a registered sex offender on Twitter who is following your children. He's registered in the state of Florida. So, and his name is Eric Smith, by the way. And by the way, that's not slander, because it's true. It's true. He is a registered sex offender, and you people need to know. But anyway, I'm being branded as a bully and a troll because I'm on there, trying to start problems with people. No, I'm not actually. The problem is that people don't like they don't like to be proven wrong. They have this ego that doesn't allow them to admit when they're wrong. Okay, well, we don't like Jared, so we don't have to listen to anything else he has to say. Well, that's up to you. But I'm being honest. I'm being 100% honest. If you ask someone to show a picture of their face, in fact, ask them to take numerous pictures of their face, and they refuse to do that, shouldn't that be like a red flag? I hear this cop out all the time. Well, I have issues with my self-esteem and I don't like having my picture taken. Well, that's very well understood, but the thing is when you're talking to someone's children, I'm sure the parents would like to know who you are, what you look like, which is why I take pictures of myself. I don't like taking pictures of myself either, but it's called taking one for the team, which is also one of the reasons why I have this YouTube channel, because people can hear me, they can see me, they know what I look like, they know what I talk about. But these people who constantly drag feet and say, well, I don't want to have to do that because I'm very self-conscious about my image. Well, too bad. You're talking to someone's actor kid. I think it would be wise if you showed a picture of yourself. And if you're fighting me on this, that should be a red flag right there instantly. Like they're trying to hide something. I have no problem showing anyone my identity or telling people that, my name really is Jared Fuller and I am who I say I am. I have nothing to hide. And it very well could be that in the case that there are actual registered child predators on the sex offender website, they want to give a false name and not show their identity because they want to be able to follow your kids without you knowing who and what they really are. Because you can actually take an image and put it in Google and do like a background check kind of a thing. That's probably one of the reasons why they will not show their face. Because they're so afraid that, well, I'm following their child, but if they find out the truth about me, I spilt my coffee. If they find out the truth about me, then they're going to end up blocking me on Twitter. Well, that's the idea. Because if you're a predator, I'm sure that these parents, knowing that they're, protective of their children, they don't want you talking to their kids. If that makes me a bully, well, I'm sorry you feel that way, but maybe perhaps you should you should look up the definition of the word bully. In fact, I'll do that right now. I'll do that right now to set the record straight. Okay? So just give me 1 second here. Let me pull up Google. B-U-L-L-Y. Bully, a person who uses strength or power to harm or intimidate those who are weaker. I'm not using strength or power to harm or intimidate. I'm pointing out the red flags. That's not using strength or power to harm or intimidate. I'm just trying to point out something that maybe perhaps you should think about. That doesn't make me a bully because I say, hey, just be mindful of who and what you're following. And weaker. Well, I guess you would be weak if, you have this weird obsession with kids. I guess that would make you weaker. Another usage of the word, bully, use superior strength or influence to intimidate someone, typically to force him or her to do what one wants. Well, I'm not bullying anyone into blacking or being mean to someone who's actually a predator, but I'm just giving parents the tools. I give people the tools to understand that this is more serious than what most people think. And when you break it down, there is so much you have to really think about and understand. Well, there's a reason we never see a picture of this person's face. What are they hiding from us? And why are they talking to my child? I don't see that as bullying. If I'm saying, hey, you have to really pay attention to who and what you're talking to. Now, a lot of people, they take it the wrong way, and Jared is just trying to start trouble, and Jared is a troll. I'm not a troll. But I'll tell you what I'm really sick of, and I've had enough of the crap on Twitter. I'm sick of being persecuted as someone who is this horrible, terrible human being. If someone does wrong to me, if they treat me unfairly, I'm going to want to know why that is. That's human instinct. If I've been really nice to somebody and showing support, I don't understand how me asking them a question, emailing them, I don't understand how that could be such a big deal. I just want to know what your reason was behind making the decision you made, because I've been, I've been incredibly nice to you, and that's the thanks I get. That's all I want to know is why did you do this? But, how people are, well, Jared, you're stalking because after they block you and you go and email them and ask them why they did what they did, just let it go. Well, maybe I should, but, I'm trying to be the best person I can be to everybody. It's not easy. But I only want to know for my own personal clarification. If I was nice to you, why would you block me after that? I've never done anything to anybody. I'm nice to everyone. I try to help as many people as I can. Maybe I shouldn't email, and maybe I shouldn't. Maybe, if they block me, just let them go. They'll figure out that, the people who are feeding them the crap about me, that, they like to start trouble or whatever. Just let them go, and maybe I should. But there's always going to be that part of me that wonders, why would you think that? Why would you believe that? Because a bunch of people told you? Because, Jared talks a lot of crap behind my back. Hey, no more than you talk a lot of crap behind mine. So I guess we're even. But I'm not going to pander to this idea that we should be defending fakes and trolls and at best pedophiles and child predators. If they're following kids and also following porn, that doesn't fly in my book. And if they're following porn, why would they be following your kids? I pointed this out numerous times, but somehow it always comes back where I'm the bad guy. Then so be it. I guess I am. But I always make everyone else a priority when it comes to internet safety. You know, someone actually said to me, well, Jared, you're not the ruler of Twitter. You know, you don't rule Twitter. You're right, I don't. But if I see something that is really unsettling, I'm not going to just turn the other cheek like perhaps you do. I'm actually going to speak up and say something. Because if I don't, and I know this is happening, and if I don't say anything, what kind of person does that make me? I'm no different than the rest of them. Well, I hate to burst your bubble, but I'm nothing like those other people. At least when you're friends with me on Twitter, or if you follow me on Twitter, I have no problem showing you a picture of my face or multiple poses of myself. And I have a link to my YouTube channel, so you know I'm legitimate. I have nothing to hide. Nothing at all. I do a lot of volunteer work with hospitals and, of course, the Wigs for Kids. I am very well known and very much loved by many people. That includes actor and the people who are actors in the acting world. I'm very supportive of them. People who are musicians, I'm very supportive of them, and especially in the childhood cancer world, very loving and supporting. I have no record, no background. I mean, everybody has a background, but I mean, I don't have a rap sheet. I don't have secrets. I have nothing to hide. So when someone blocks me after I've been nice to them, yes, I wonder why. Why? I would like to touch base with these people. That's always my instinct. I want to touch base with these people because conflict resolution, in my eyes, is the best way to go. And they say, well, you shouldn't be emailing people after they block you. So we leave issues unresolved. That's how you would prefer to handle things? I tend to see things differently. I'm not a stalker, but I would prefer to see things differently, as in, you know what, if there is a problem, please come to me and talk to me about this. Just don't write me off as a bad person and get on your way. No, I want to have a discussion because as far as I can tell, I've been incredibly nice to you. I haven't done anything to anyone, but there are rumors and gossip flying on the internet, Facebook and Twitter both. Well, I can't do anything about the rumors. But what I can do is I can continue to be the same person I've always been by helping people, making other people a priority, looking out for the safety and well-being of other people, doing what I think is right, and doing what I think is best, in the best interest of you, the people who are on Twitter watching this, the people who are subscribed to my channel watching this, and maybe perhaps on Facebook if my dad decides to share this video on Facebook. My only concern has been you, because that's the kind of person I am. And I'm sorry if you look at this as stalking, that, oh, well, I block you and then you email me. And I'm sorry if you think that that is stalking, but I'm trying to get to the core of the problem so that way I can fix it. I can try to correct it. If there is something that I'm actually legitimately doing wrong, I will work at fixing it. But if I don't know what it is that I guess I'm doing wrong by most people, if I don't know what that is, I can't, strive towards betterment in fixing it. So you got to help me out here. What is it I'm doing that's so wrong? And, let's have a discussion. And stalking, I don't quite agree with this idea of internet stalking. If I block someone on social media, and if they come to me in an email and say, why did you block me? I'm just kind of curious. I'm not going to cry foul and say, well, now you're stalking me. I would be generous enough to say, well, the reason I had taken the action I did is because of, this is what I found. I'm not going by what a bunch of people told me. This is what I found in my own discovery and understanding of something. Now, I could be wrong in blocking you, and if I am, I will unblock you, and maybe perhaps we can pick up where we left off. I will give you the benefit of the doubt, which doesn't happen often anymore, but, with most other people. But I am the kind of person where I will give you the benefit of the doubt if I'm wrong about you or the situation. I will give you the benefit of the doubt, but because I'm a person who goes by evidence all the time. I am an evidence person. So, by what I'm seeing here, by what I'm observing, this doesn't look good. And I had taken the action I did. I don't like to block anybody, just to state for the record. I do not like to block anyone unless they are deserving to be blocked. But I don't understand the whole internet stalking. I really don't. I don't live on the internet. My home is not on the internet. I look at it as, okay, well, now I block you and now you're emailing me. Oh my God, you're stalking me. Now I'm frightened. Please, you're not coming to my doorstep. I have no reason to get all scared and frightened. And it may be different, men and women. I know it's different because men are the strong, virile type, and the women are pure and ethereal. And I get it. But even, there's even men who think, that the world is out to get them. That, he's stalking me. I better lock my doors. It's the internet. Unless I'm coming through your screen with a machete, I don't see the reason to panic and to get so frightened and so scared. Now, here in the United States, we do have websites where, if I do have a rap sheet, if I've been in prison, or if I am a registered sex offender, there are ways of looking this information up. It's not a secret, unlike Canada, where they have a sex offender registry, but it's not for the public. It's kept within the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. Only they know who the predators are, which in my view is dangerous, because if it's not made public, how do you know if you have a predator who lives next door to you and something happens to your child? I mean, that's kind of dangerous, in my eyes anyway. So Canada, get on the ball. Maybe you should make your sex offender registry public for the public. But again, like I said, there are ways of looking things up. I've never been in prison. I've never been in jail. I don't even have a speeding ticket or a parking ticket. I have a pretty good slate with the law. I've been pulled over a couple times, sure. Who hasn't? But I've never had tickets. I have a clean slate with the law otherwise. Never been in jail, never been in prison. I'm not on any sex offender website. No, I am a clean, legitimate person. But when someone does wrong to me, I want to know why. I'm sorry if that may be too demanding for most people to understand or to come to grips with. But I don't see how that makes me an unstable person. I just want to know where I went wrong and maybe perhaps try to fix it, to overcome it, to work towards a betterment of an error and just to continue on being friends with the people I'm friends with and the people who are connected with me. I'm not looking to scare anyone, and I'm sorry if I did, but I'm not out to scare anybody. I'm a kind, gentle human being who legitimately loves and cares about his friends, and I only put people's safety and well-being first. That's what I do. It's just the kind of person I am. And why am I like this? Because, well, when you go through the traumatic things in life that I had gone through, and not just childhood cancer in particular, but there are other things that I had gone through growing up, and I'm not going to really talk about that here. But I've been through so much trauma in my life. And instead of playing the victim and saying, I've been so victimized by this tragedy, what I do is I spin it into a positive. I'm not a victim of childhood cancer, although I'll never be cancer-free, not in the way that most people think, well, Jared, you got cancer again? No. What I mean by never again being cancer-free is the fact that I have to live with the long-term after effects of the chemo. And in fact, I may have never been cancer-free right from the start, because by what I understand, the Wilms tumor was growing inside of me as I was growing inside of my mother. So I may never, it's a possibility. I have never known a life to be cancer-free. So, but it really boggles my mind that so many people would actually look at me as a troll or some kind of a bully or a problem person. I'm not a bully. I just read the usages of the word bully. I'm not a bully. That doesn't constitute or describe a bully, what I'm doing or what I'm saying. But I do get fed up, just like anybody else who time and time again is held up as this horrible person. After a while, you just get sick and tired of it. And all these people saying, well, Jared crossed the line with kids. No, I didn't. I spoke truth. And if you consider that as me crossing a line, sometimes you have to cross a line angrily to get a point across, to get people to understand that, you know what? Enough is enough. I'm tired of playing these games. And, no one says anything about people who get me upset. But when I explode in anger and when I respond to that negatively, oh, well, Jared is really this horrible person. All these people are saying he's bad, so it must be true because now he's getting angry with people. No, I'm responding negatively and anger and frustration to people who have made me this way. Generally, I am a good person. Anybody who knows me personally, and there's a lot of people who know me, they know Jared Fuller. They know I'm a good person. And I'm not trying to sound like a narcissist, but they know who I am. They know I would never hurt anybody, and I'm always trying to do right, and I'm trying to do good things for people, and I want to be an inspiration to others to want to do the same. But I got to tell you, after a while, it just gets so frustrating when you have to deal with the same kind of stuff over and over and over again. Oh, Jared's a bully, and Jared is... No, I've had enough. And then I get really upset. And yeah, I've emailed a person who I thought was a friend, because we had been talking for a couple of years, and then I guess the friendship kind of come to an end because I try to get him to understand, hey, this is the scenario. If you don't see what's going on, if you don't see what's happening, then, if you're going to defend people who are, vindictive trolls and fakes and child predators, which there are, then just go away. I want nothing to do with someone who's going to defend a child predator. And Jared, you don't have evidence. You're such an evidence-based guy, but you don't have evidence that any of these people are fakes or trolls or predators. Well, actually, I do, and you do, if you would just take the time to look. These accounts who follow porn plus follow kids, red flag. Actual just accounts alone who follow lots of kids. And when you look into it and you look deeper and deeper and you find information about them, you can check the sex offender website, the Department of Corrections. I'm sure every state has a Department of Corrections website. And you find their picture or their name. Red flag. Why are they following my kids if they are registered sex offenders? If they've been in trouble with the law regarding child abuse, why are they following my kids? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And these parents who, they seem to think I am the bad guy in this. And, well, it's your behavior. What behavior? What behavior? I'm just trying to point out that the people that you're associated with, the people you're talking to, may not be truthful. They may be manipulating you and deceiving you into thinking that they are good people. Oh, and this is something else that really just gets under my skin. It's the fact that these people who preach kindness on the internet all day and then turn around and they have the audacity to treat me like garbage, but they want to preach kindness at the same time. Yeah, I have a big problem with that. Because anybody who, they sit on this throne and preach kindness all day and treat certain people like garbage. Well, you obviously, there's a bit of hypocrisy going on here. If you preach kindness all day and then turn around and treat someone like dirt, well, that's not being very kind. And you kind of went back on what you said. I try to be good to everybody. I treat people the way I want to be treated. It doesn't always happen, and I'm not going to sit on a throne on Twitter or even here on YouTube and say, well, you should be kind to one another. We should love each other and blah, blah, blah. No, because it's not always easy, and I'm not always a person who is going to be nice to someone, especially if they're being nasty towards myself. I'm not going to be so nice about that. And it's kind of judgmental for these people to look at me and, oh, that guy's weird, and listen to the way he talks, and look at the way he looks. That's being very judgmental and stereotypical. And again, like I said, I know I'm not the greatest looking person in the world, but to make things legitimate so people know who I am and they know that I'm really Jared Fuller and this is really me, there's consistency, which means that I have nothing to hide. You could very well take my picture and do a background check. And you can, do a research. You can get on the internet and, well, has he been in prison for anything? Is he a registered sex offender? The answer is no on both of those. And while I'm on the subject of taking pictures, someone decided to come up with a fake Instagram account in my name. They had taken a screenshot from one of my videos where I was doing, I think I was doing a Facebook Live back when I had Facebook a couple years ago, and they decided to take a screenshot and make it as a profile picture on an Instagram account, and it says, kids are everything. Well, that's not me. Someone is actually faking to be me. So if you get a request, or if you send a request, to a Jared Fuller on Instagram with my picture and my, kids are everything or whatever, that's not me. And that is, I'm being honest. Now, I was talking about maybe possibly getting an Instagram, but I never signed up for Instagram. I'm not on Instagram. And any Jared Fuller account on Instagram, that's not me. Okay? That's not me. And if there are any discrepancies with me, and this hasn't happened yet, but if any of you have a problem with me, email me. My email address is in the About tab section of my YouTube channel. All you have to do is email me and let's have a discussion. I don't want to argue with you. I don't want to fight with you. But if it escalates into that where you get me angry or frustrated, I might blow up. But I'm human. And it doesn't mean I'm a bad person. But I have my limits too, just like anybody else. And I would hope that people would come to me and have these discussions with me in private. You don't have to put it out there for everybody to see. But I can have a bit of a foul mouth. But that's when I get really super frustrated and angry with people. And, you know, I have friends that I talk to generally, and, you know, they use profane language. And I use profane language back with them, but we're not actually calling each other names. It's general talking, because profane language, like the F word, which I say quite a bit, but not here on YouTube or even on Twitter. But there are, I mean, the F word does come up a lot and when I talk to my friends, because we're real. Because we're real with one another. We are, I mean, that's as real as it gets with me and my friends. We use profane language. We say the F word. We use words like shit and ass and bitch. You know, we talk like that because these are words that actually make a conversation real to me. Is when people use words like this. That's when you know people are being real. You know, I don't understand when people, oh, he swore. Big deal. So what? They're just words. They're phone names. You know, I don't understand why people make such a big deal about swear words. And, you know, I don't know. And what's even more sad, is that these people who are whining and complaining, or should I say bitching, about swear words, chances are they use the same words. They talk like this when nobody's listening. So, you know, the hypocrisy, again, is, I don't know, the self-righteousness is kind of appalling. But, and I'm rambling, but I just wanted to get that out into the open, because it's been something it's really been bothering me, and I needed to get it off my chest. I just hate it when people, you know, they blow this out of proportion. When I'm trying to show them that, you know, there's a lot of red flags here, and Twitter is overrun with fakes. I don't know how anyone cannot see that. If you spent a lot of time on Twitter, chances are you've run into lots and lots and lots of fake accounts. People on Twitter are not always what they seem. And I'm just trying to point that out, and they say, well, I don't have the energy or the time to go through each and every person who I think is fake and block someone, because that would be unfair. Suddenly you care about what's fair? Because what's unfair is how you treated me for pointing this out. See, hypocrisy. It's circular. It's a paradox. And I for one, I just care about people enough to make this known, to give people something to think about. That's all. You know, that's all. I mean, I've had people accuse me of saying inappropriate things here on my YouTube channel. The only thing I probably have ever said that was inappropriate was a swear word. To the people who think that swear words are inappropriate. They're just words, you know. I don't see what the problem is. I don't see what the big deal is, but that's just my opinion. And it's not like I'm going to be using swear words or profane language on Twitter. I don't know. It's a mess. It's a big mess. But yeah, just bear that in mind if you are a parent of an actor kid. If they don't want to show you pictures and take several poses of their face. So that way you know that it's the same person. If they can't even do that, just to just to make it legitimate, to legitimize the friendship. If you're talking to my kid, I want to know who I'm looking at. I want to know if you are a real person. If you are who you say you are. And if you're not, then that's it. And that's why they won't do it. That's why they drag feet. And if they drag feet, that should be another red flag. That should be, the second red flag as well. They don't want to show me their true identity, so obviously they're hiding something, and that assumption can easily be made. It has nothing to do with, I have low self-esteem. What are the odds that you're going to run into this many people at once, at the same time, who have the same similar issues? Oh, I have such low self-esteem. And, I'm sorry, but if you're talking to my kid, I want to know what you look like, and I want to know if you are who you say you are. So, I hope that was helpful, and it was a bit of a tutorial, I know, but I just want, I care enough about other people to try to make the internet as safe as possible. That's all I care about. And the fact that I email people after I was blocked, I'm just trying to get to the root of what's going on. If you feel, we feel creeped out by you. I'm sorry you feel that way. That was never my intention, and I'm sorry that you got that from me. But to be honest with you, there's a lot of people. I've met a lot of people in my life. A lot of people know who I am. They know that I'm misunderstood by a lot of people. I understand that. But it's like, I'm not out to hurt anyone. I just want to know how a person who has always been nice and kind to people, that kindness that you preach to people all day long, I actually am kind and generous to people. But for some reason, you think I'm this horrible, terrible, evil person. And I want to know why you would think that. I think that's fair. If you believe this about me, and they say, how people feel about you is none of your business. Well, it is, but it isn't. It is because I want to know. I'm just curious. And I'm even more curious why you would believe what a bunch of people have to say without actually having something to prove. I don't understand it. I don't understand how people think anymore. I don't understand what's gotten into everybody. But anyway, I kind of went on a little tangent there, a little rant. I am, like I said, I am a good person. I wouldn't be doing all the things I'm doing if I weren't, So that should be clue number one. I've been here for almost an hour, a little under an hour. I hope all of you enjoyed the video, the recent video I made of Bronner's Christmas Wonderland in Frankenmuth. For some reason my camcorder battery, even though it's on a full charge and I leave it on the charge for 24 hours, the battery dies so quick. So I'm thinking I might have to look into getting a brand new battery for it, which might set me back about $100 or so, depending on where I go. I don't know exactly how much a battery would cost, but that's that. I hope you enjoyed the video, by the way. Bronner's is the world's largest Christmas store, and when I put that video together, I also shared a link to that video on my Twitter page, and a lot of people are like, wow, that's a big Christmas store. But I made it for the cancer warriors because, there's kids that they love Santa Claus and, Rudolph and Jack Frost and Frosty the Snowman. They love Christmas, and Bronner's is open 361 days a year. So, and we have, visitors from all over the world. They come to Bronner's and they buy gifts. And, it's not just Christmas either. They're, come Halloween time, they have some Halloween stuff in there, which is really cool. And they have, like, toys for the kids, like Mr. Potato Head, of course. If you watch the video, they're Mr. Potato Head, Disney's Cars, Buzz Lightyear, Woody. So there's, like, a variety of different things at Bronner's. So that's why, and I don't mind making the videos for Bronner's because that helps to draw in more business for Bronner's. And my grandpa, when he worked at Saginaw Valley Steel 30 years ago, he helped, actually it was more than 30 years ago. He worked for Valley Steel for 30 years, I think. But he welded the steel for the framework of Bronner's, and TV5, the television station in Saginaw, which is a CBS affiliate, by the way. My grandpa did a lot of welding, framework, steel for framework for buildings and things, and so he's got his hands on a lot of the structures that you see around Saginaw, Frankenmuth. Yeah, so it's one of the reasons why I enjoy going to Bronner's, and Bronner's being a tourist attraction in the world's largest Christmas store. It's right here in Saginaw County. And of course, if you're fans of Greta Van Fleet, they are from Frankenmuth. So, yeah, and I also made some videos. Speaking of videos, I made some videos of driving through Bridgeport and Saginaw and Detroit. I had to drive through downtown Detroit on Friday because of construction. And I had driven by the Detroit Zoo, and yeah, I hope you guys have been enjoying those videos. I like to show my friends, my viewers and my friends on YouTube and elsewhere, bits and pieces of my state, the state of Michigan. So I hope you've been enjoying those. But I'm going to get going. I have some editing to do, and I have to get around for the poker run this afternoon for Braden Buddy Boy Miller. I'm doing okay. It's been a long week. It's been a busy week. It's been a stressful week. I've been depressed about some things. The depression never really goes away. It's like bleeding that never stops. So I'm working through it. And for those of you who are watching, my friends who are still on Facebook, I'm not on Facebook anymore. But I thank all of you for just being there. That really means a lot to me. Really means a lot. But anyway, I gotta run. Thank you so much for watching. And I will see you next week. Same bear time, same bear channel. Much love, guys. Take care. Peace.